What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Dogecoin today. I wanna set some things clear, man, because I've had a couple people comment about Dogecoin recently in my videos because I am bearish on it. I love Dogecoin, guys. I do think Dogecoin has a bright future. I think it's going to go above $3. I really do. At least above $2.50 is what I'm thinking. It has a solid chance of going above $4 even, and maybe higher. Who knows? I know it sounds crazy. It's only worth 7.8 cents right now on Coinbase, but in the meantime, I do think it goes down. And I'm not trying to spread FUD. I'm not trying to just manipulate the markets or anything. I only have 353 subscribers, so who cares what I say? I'm just sharing my opinions. That's all this channel's ever been. And I've got this on Coinbase. We're going to do kind of a more immediate term analysis. I'm not going to do the same thing I normally do, which is go through the whole chart on Bittrex, where you've got all the historical data. I want to just kind of look at this for what it is in the immediate term. So I've got my fib drawn here at the we're on the weekly chart, right? Weekly term time frame from low to high here. You can see beforehand we did have respect on this fib, and that's not anything necessarily to go off of, but in my experience with fibs, when you see respect on it before the anchor's even there, that generally means you're going to see respect on it afterwards. And I think we have, right? You've gone down, you went below the 618 as is common. You actually bounced off the 0.69, which any of you guys that have been watching the channel, you know that I talk about this exact scenario happening where you go below it and then you close the week above it. You actually closed right at the 618. Beautiful. Found support on it. Very beautiful. Came up to the 382, found resistance there. Back down to the 618. You broke below it, closed below it, right at the 69 this time, having a lower weekly close. Then you found resistance on the 382, more defined resistance. Then you went even lower. So you've got lower highs on lower lows. This was a higher high, but it was a fake out, if anything. You still found resistance on the 382, and ever since then we've actually gone below the 618, and we went all the way down to the 886, had a deep retracement. Now, generally, if you were to find support on the 618 a couple times and then go to the 886, I would say that this is a beautiful opportunity to buy. It's probably going to go up from here. But we didn't. We found support on it once. We actually didn't bounce off it dramatically. We kind of lingered here. We even went below it again, and then we went up, found resistance on the 382. This is generally a setup that you would see whenever you go below the 618, and we did. We did go below the 618. We closed below it, then we closed back above it. We didn't find support on it, though. This, to me, makes these extensions more likely to come into play. And pair that with the fact that we only have been basically stair-stepping our way down, I would think, and we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We still have 4 days and 5 hours left in this week. But I would think that this week will close either right around the 618 or below it. I would expect that to happen. And right now we're just above it, but I would think that we go below it. Beyond all that, we are kind of in this descending range. Even if we were to close higher above this, we still have this lower high, lower low formation, okay? And I mean greater than that, right? We're still in this lower high, lower low formation all the way down. You want to change my mind? You want me to admit defeat and prove me wrong? I would say take out this high here. Get above 10.5 cents. If you can get above that, which is this closing high as well, and it's above the 382, if you can get above that and close a week above the 382, I will admit defeat. I will forego these lower lows that I have projected to come. But at the moment, using what I know about fibs personally, and I mean, you can look, we found resistance here. Where did we do before? We found support on it before. We found support right here. And we're finding confirming resistance. I do think this means we want to go lower. And at the moment, we are in a setup where we could close. We went above the 618, but could close below it. And then all we've done is reject this. This would be indicative, in my opinion, that the next move would take us below this 886, and it's very uncommon to find support on the 100. It's not impossible. It's not even rare. It happens, but it's not the expected outcome. The expected outcome would be at least the 1272, and it doesn't have to do it immediately. It can take its time. It could take the rest of the year to do that. Maybe it'd be more of a move like this. It could flush out dramatically and then slowly bleed, something like that. Who knows? We're not there yet. Right now, we're going up. I guess today we're going down, right? Technically, yeah. Technically today we're going down, but overall this week we're going up. We're up a nice 8% this week, and from bottom to top we are up an overall 50%. That's a nice move. But guys, if you remember Dogecoin, like I do from the last bull market, when Dogecoin moved up 50%, that would happen in a day. That would happen in an hour. It went up It went up 1,000% in one day last bull cycle. Okay, so just to put that in perspective, it didn't take over almost 2 months to do that same move. That's not what happened. When Elon Musk tweeted about it, it didn't pump 50% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. It didn't do that. When he tweeted about it, it would pump 50% that freaking minute, man. That 10 minutes, that first half hour. I do think Doge has a bright future, guys. I don't think that it's bull time yet. I think we're seeing rumblings. But what we've also seen in Doge, and this is where I'll pull out the old Bitfinex chart. Bittrex chart, not Bitfinex. Dogecoin loves to lag, and then it loves to tear very quickly. It loves to lag, and then it loves to tear very quickly when it's go time. Whenever it's not go time, you see moves like this, where you come up, you give most of it back, where you come up, you give most of it back, where you make tiny strides up, and then you take a long time to move down. Where you go up, you come back. You know, whenever it's go time, it looks like this. It looks like this. It doesn't fake you out. I mean, yeah, sure, you had a little retracement here, but this was undeniably go time right here, right? Where you're having, instead of these wicks to the upside, now you're having them to the downside. By the way, guys, when I bought Dogecoin last cycle, I bought it at 0.7 cents, which on this chart would be 0.007. I held it all the way through, all the way up to 73 cents. I did not sell up here. I offloaded some around 60 cents. I offloaded some around 30, 20 cents. And my average out was around 14 cents. So I did not master this thing by any means. But, 14 cents. I bought Dogecoin down, let's see, down here. I averaged out right up here. That was my average out. That's actually a little bit below what my average out was. So before this whole drop and everything happened. So I'm not perfect with this thing. I did not buy the bottom. I did not sell the top. But just generally speaking, looking at this thing, just to show that I'm not just like talking trash on this thing because like, oh no, I missed the pump. I caught a good bit of the pump, man. I really did. But I could have caught more, man. I could have had a near 100x. Or I guess I could have had 100x. No. Okay, I lied. I just remembered, actually. I didn't buy at 0.007. I bought at 0.078 because I wanted it. I had everything. I had it all ready to sell, guys. I really did. And I watched it go right up to here, right up to, what is that? That's at 73 something, right? 73.9 cents. I had a lot of it on Robinhood, and it actually went to 75.8 cents on Robinhood. I remember watching it. And it went down from there. And I couldn't let it go, man. I wanted the 100x. I wanted to achieve that. And I couldn't let it go. And I'm just telling you guys right now, a 97x, it's okay. If you're like me and you want that 100x, but you're feeling like maybe it goes down and you're at a 97x, it's okay. Take the 97x. It's a lot better than a 40x or a 20x or whatever I got. I don't know. How high would that be, actually? That would be a 0.78. Let's just say like right around there to like around 14 cents, right? Like right there. Oh, that wasn't even a 20x. I'm sorry. That was a 18x. So yeah, a 98x, you guys. It's a lot better than an 18x. But I'm happy with the amount that I got still. It could have been better, but again, I had that psychological thing. And don't let this happen to you. Don't. That's an error that a lot of people make in trading, man. Where you're like, sorry, there's a big old truck outside, I guess, but where you have a number set in mind. You're like, no, this is what it would do to make me this much money. Like, let's say I start with $1,000 and this would be 1,000x. This makes me a millionaire. I want to sell it there, but you only get to 940,000, and you're like, no, I'm not selling. I'm not going to do it until I reach $1 million. Like, no, screw that noise, man. Take your money. Don't be stubborn. I was stubborn, and I wish I wasn't, because I could have offloaded a lot more up there, but I didn't. And that's okay. I'm getting a little sidetracked. What I'm trying to say, back to the main point, you guys, is that this thing likes to lag. Look at the point that we've gotten to, right? Like if we were to say like how long this thing moved sideways for, right? It went down here, and then it basically went. Even if we want to not count that, we could go over to like here whenever it started. That's 735 days of moving sideways, right? And this thing here, maybe after the bottom, it just it went up, but it moved sideways. Maybe even this. Let's measure this like little bit here. Before it broke out, that was 420 days. Right now, guys, maybe we've been moving sideways for about 420 days. I don't know. Yeah, okay, a little bit like that. Sure. Again, I did measure This wasn't after the bottom though. Like if we were to go all the way back to the bottom, it actually took a lot more time. Where here, you know, if I was to measure it from the bottom, that is a lot less time, right? That is 686 days before it took off. Yes, it had higher lows and higher highs, but we don't see that right now, guys. We're not having higher highs and higher lows. We're seeing lower highs. We are not seeing lower lows than this at the moment, but right now we are seeing lower lows. Where you didn't see that general structure back here. I'm getting off topic. I wanted to keep it more in the immediate term time frame, so I'm going to go back. What I really wanted to show was that we've only been moving sideways now, I think, a little bit in comparison to what we've seen in the past. Look at how big that range was, right? Look at how long we just went sideways for over here, right? Even though we found our low way back here, we still more or less didn't do a whole lot. And I say we didn't do a whole lot, but look, you know, from low to high, I mean, you went up 465% on average. You were probably like, if we put this like in the middle of the range, you were up like 141%. Right now, we are up, let's see, currently, we're up 54%, so I wouldn't compare it. It's not even the same kind of price action. It's more comparable to this, in my opinion. But Dogecoin, the main point I'm trying to say is it likes to be boring for a long time. This isn't new. This isn't some FUD. This isn't something that I'm saying just out of my ass. It's like, look at the chart itself, man. I've been around longer than just here. That's for sure. I've been around longer in crypto than just here too. You know, I've been in crypto really since like 2015, but I didn't really get into crypto until 2017. Like I didn't get like gung ho about it. You know, I had the idea back in 2015. That's whenever I bought my first bit of crypto, my first Bitcoins or whatever. I did not hold on to them. I wish I did, but I did not hold on to my first Bitcoins. I sold them for nefarious purposes, but I'm going to leave it at that. Looking at Dogecoin on the more immediate stuff. Looking at the more immediate stuff, I just wanted to kind of give a little background, guys, because I promise you, I'm not just trying to spread FUD. I'm not just trying to say shit without thinking about it. Like I feel like I really do try to put my effort and my honest opinions into this thing, and I do think Dogecoin is fantastic. I think it's going to be worth several dollars. It's, to me, in my opinion, it's more valuable than the dollar, and it's worth 7 cents. So is it going to break $1 in value? Yeah, I think it will. It's economically, fundamentally better than the dollar ever could be. So yes, will it be worth more than $1 one day? I think it'll be worth more than several dollars one day. One day being at the end of this bull cycle, you know. But again, Dogecoin loves to be boring for a while. And on this chart, on the Coinbase chart, it has only been boring really since June of last year, which is only a year. Only a year, I know, only a year. But for Dogecoin, a year ain't anything, man. 2 years, 3 years. That's how long it likes to be boring for. And I promise you that this, as exciting as it is right now, this little 50% pump we've got, you are still in this declining structure. You haven't broken out of this. It is overall bearish. There is no volume coming in. I don't care how many YouTubers or whoever is whatever excited about it. Generally, whenever people get excited about something, it's on everybody's map. It tends to do the opposite of what they expect. I'll show you an example. Maybe some of you are familiar, maybe you aren't. But the DXY, the dollar, everybody was calling for the dollar to go to zero, that the dollar's dead, it's going to go to zero. Right around here during these days, it was all I could hear about. And it's just done the opposite sense. Yes, okay, the last 2 days we've been going down a little bit, sure, just a little bit. But in the midst of everybody literally saying the dollar's dead, it's going to zero, the last week or so, the last couple weeks actually, because it only takes 5 days for a week to pass on this chart. Let's see, the last couple weeks. I guess not technically the last couple weeks. The last week and a half, we went up. We went up, you know, right as soon as everybody was talking about it. They didn't talk about it going to zero up here. They didn't talk about it going to zero up here. They didn't talk to it going to zero down here or over here or over here. No, all the headlines, all the major YouTubers and all the channels were talking about it here, okay? Just like right now, Doge is getting a lot of attention. And where's it getting a lot of attention? Where is all this media coming in? People are talking about it. Wouldn't you know that it's right here? It's right here. It's been the past, and it maybe not even this day, you know, maybe even on these days, a few little bits, but on the top of this range, nobody was talking about it down here. Nobody was even talking about it whenever Elon Musk made his post on the what was it, the 19th? I guess that's actually probably what started deriving it. So I eat my words on that. People started talking about it still though around the end of this move, not at the beginning. And that's generally how it goes. That's generally how it goes. So I promise you I'm not spreading FUD just because I disagree with what most people are saying. In fact, that's kind of my style, is to disagree with what most people are saying. especially in crypto and especially in the markets, because most people are wrong. If most people were right, then everybody would be making money in this stuff. But most people don't make money in this stuff, do they? Most people lose money in this stuff. So if most people lose money in this stuff, what's that saying? Most people are wrong. So if most people are wrong, then if most people are saying one thing, what does that one thing mean? It's probably wrong. I don't know. That's a contrarian state of mind. That's the style that I've adopted whenever it comes to trading and stuff like that. But again, looking at this fib in the short term, it does look, I mean, look, we're already below the 618 now. We're right at it. I would expect that we close below it, form another lower high, and we're going to get ready to finally have this final flush out that will take us below 4.9 cents. I am expecting that. I really am. And where do we go from there? I think we'll go anywhere from like 3.6 cents to, you know, maybe 2.4 cents, somewhere in that range, with the opportunity for this being possible as well. Prices below 2 cents. It's totally possible. Dogecoin, you guys, I'm going to go back. I know I keep going back and forth on you here. But Dogecoin has, it could drop even below a cent and still be fine. Look at this. Look at this overall structure we're in, right? You've got this, let's just say like here kind of, right? Or maybe it's more like this even if you want to be more exact. I don't know, something like that. I would feel more comfortable drawing it here and say that this was just like something to not take into consideration. I don't know, maybe even like this, tighten it up a little bit, right? Something like that. You got support here. You broke below it a little bit here, but you got support here too. If it were to go all the way down in the coming months to 1.2 cents, it's still in this formation. If it went down all the way below a cent, right? If we were to have from here a drop that went 90%, a 90% drop from here would take it below a penny, and it's still got a higher low. Overall, guys, this thing is in a higher low, higher high formation. It could go lower than any of us are expecting, and it would still be fine. It would still be completely fine. Everybody thinks Doge is dead. Oh no, I made a mistake. But really, that's probably the best time to buy it. Where right now, everybody's excited on a pump that, yes, from bottom to low, or bottom to top, we're up 50%, but it's not anything what it does normally in its bull market phases. This has been a very short amount of time compared to any of these times, you know what I mean? After having a dramatic up build like this, I would think that the time before we go off again, it's going to take longer. I would think that. But again, there's one more thing I want to talk about on the Coinbase chart here in the short term. You know, besides just the fact that these are possible, these deeper extensions are possible too. But if I had to rank it in the most likely, and in even fact, like the word likely itself, these right here between 3.6 really, between 3.6 to 1, or I guess 2.4 cents, somewhere in there, 2.375 cents. That's the range that I'm expecting, and it could go lower. I don't care if it goes below a cent. I will buy here. I will buy in this range, and I will hold it, man. I'm gonna literally. I've actually said this before. The second it gets to 3.5 cents, I'm just unloading everything, and I wouldn't recommend that for anything. But I'm gonna unload everything, man. I don't care. I could watch it drop from 3.5 cents all the way down below a penny. I will hold with a smile on my face, and that's not generally my style. But knowing how Dogecoin moves, man, it moves very fast. I'm not going to miss my opportunity to buy the low. Look at that, right? We had this low here. It took, I guess, a few months, and then boom, big pop up, you know, and then it sold down over the coming months. But I want to talk about the RSI. I want to talk about the RSI real quick. Looking at the weekly RSI. The weekly RSI right now, you are in this lower high, lower low structure that you've been in for quite a while. You actually have pretty comparable right now RSI levels to what you saw back here. You're not that far. You're at the 58 over there. You're at 56 right now. You are not that far away from where we were at this top over here. But look at how much lower this high is, right? You're at the same level in the RSI that you were over here, but look at how much lower you are in price. And I know 9 cents to 7.5 cents isn't that big of a difference, but I mean, that's a 20% difference in price, and you're showing the same readings in the RSI. If you're looking at the RSI itself, anytime you get above the 50 area, anytime you get above this 50 line, it's very short-lived. You've spent most of your time below it. Yes, you've gone above it several times, but very short-lived. You are battling to stay up here, and you can't get above the 60. You just can't seem to do it. That's the bullish area of control. That's how you know that you're actually showing strength. And right now, the only thing you've done is actually go into the bearish area of control. You've spent more time below the 50. You've shown weakness, in my opinion. You had this kind of ascending formation here, right, in your RSI, and you've broken out of it. Look at how kind of beautiful this is on a technical perspective. You know, you kind of had, let's see, something like that, right? Support, 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 resistance, rejected. This is, you know, your uptrend's over. You're in the downtrend now. And until we break this lower high, lower low structure on this, we're still in the downtrend. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. This is not financial advice. It's just what I think. And I really love everybody who comments, even the people who disagree. Disagree with me, guys. I'm okay with that. We're entitled to our opinions. You could be right. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. You've been right before. You can be right again. I can be wrong again. It's gonna happen. But nobody's right 100% of the time and nobody's wrong 100% of the time. And I'm not spreading FUD. I'm not just talking nonsense. I promise you that everything that I've gone over today on the technical analysis aspect is a fact. My opinion based off of those facts is my opinion. But fact of the matter is, we are forming lower lows. We are forming lower highs. We haven't had a lot of volume come in. We got an Elon Musk pump that did not pump at all what it normally does, right? From top to bottom here, we rejected the 382 on the dot, man. On the dot. Literally perfect. This is not a rejection you want to see. If you see this, you want some hope. You want to find support on the 236. If you find support on the 236, if you can find support at this area, I'll even draw a line here, right? Look at this. Previous area of support. I tried to draw a line, but it went away. Previous area of support over here, support, right? And then resistance even a little bit here, support over here. If you can find support on this line, right, at like 7.117 cents, I will give it the green light. I bet you are going above 10 cents at that point. You might even go onwards up to like above 20 cents. It's totally possible. But until that happens, right now I'm bearish. And at the moment, rejecting this 382 like this, just going up and literally tipping it like this, I'm not too excited for Dogecoin. And I am excited. I'm excited to buy it, but I'm not excited for like to the bull side. You know, from this little fib here, the more immediate one from top to bottom, we rejected the 1618. Or sorry, the 618, not the 1618. We rejected it. You know, and again, guys, if I was to be proven wrong, one of two things. You know, the first step, and this wouldn't prove me wrong, but find support on the on this line, on this 236 at like 7.16 cents. Find support on that. That'll be the first step, okay? Second step, have a week that closes above this 382, which is at 8.33 cents, 8.34 cents, okay? If you get a week that closes above there, you are likely going to see prices above 10 cents. And then furthermore, if you can get above 10 cents, find support on it, well then, man, maybe I am wrong. Maybe this is the low. I would much rather, I know it sounds delusional, I know it sounds crazy to some people, but I would much rather buy after seeing this kind of movement. I'd much rather buy down here than I would down here, because right now to me it's just gambling. Right now it's just hopium. Right now it's not FUD, it's the opposite of FUD. It's people are hyping it up whenever it's not doing anything impressive. It really isn't. It's just going lower highs, lower lows, no volume, decreasing volume. I don't like it. And if anything, we look at it too. I know I kind of went off on this one, guys, but we got a flat base. We have a descending range. This is kind of descending triangle-esque to a certain degree, right? Like, look at it, right? Bearish formation. This is a bearish formation right here. Decreasing volume in this pattern. You're getting deeper into the pattern. We're getting ready to break. We are getting ready to break one way or another, and I am totally fine with saying that we're going to the downside, even though we're closer to the upside right now. I'm totally fine with saying that, because I do believe we're going to go lower. I really do. And where are we going to go? Again, where are we going to go? Who knows? Maybe we go to 4 cents. Maybe we go to 5 cents. Maybe we don't take out this low. Maybe we do. But if I had to guess, I would think that we go somewhere in between this 1272 and the 1618. With the potential, you guys, to go all the way down here. We could even go below 1 cent. It's possible. I don't think we will, but it's possible. This is where I'm planning on buying in this range personally. And, you know, until proven otherwise, that's the game plan. So I'm going to stick with it. I hope you guys liked the video. If you do, leave a thumbs up. If you got anything that you'd like to say, please leave it in the comments. If you have a request on a coin that you want to see on, you know, maybe you want to see Doge versus the Great British Pound or against the Australian dollar, you know, for my Australian friends out there. Whatever, you know, I'm okay with doing analysis on anything. It doesn't have to be. It can be the same coin on a different currency. It can be a stock. It can be whatever you guys want. Nobody has requested. I think I've had actually one request on a stock. I think it was BTCM, which I like. I like that thing, right? But I've only had one request on a stock. We can do stocks too, guys. Don't be afraid. You know, there's a whole financial world out there. Don't just close yourself off to one section. But beyond all that, guys, I like Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin. I think it's going to do great things. But for now, I think we go lower. I think this is just another lower high. It's not a bull trap by any means. This was a bull trap, but this is just consolidation to the upside in this range that we're consolidating in overall, and we're likely going to break down. That's my opinion. So if you like the video, again, appreciate all the likes, appreciate all the thumbs up. If you don't like the video, go ahead, leave a thumbs down, comment, whatever, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.